Hey there, boils and ghouls. I'm Mr. Macabre, and welcome back to my movie library. Yeah, I ended up getting some nice little goodies in today that I want to show to you, and unfortunately, one of them I won't get till tomorrow because it's been postponed, but it's on the way, and that is Creepshow 2 on 4K. But I got some other little goodies here that I'd like to show you. A couple of upgrades and some new stuff that have. That's the thing, it's like I've said it before, I'll say it again. One thing that, when it comes to buying movies, it's not good to just be constantly just upgrading what you already have. It really burns you out. It gets you out of the movie buying game faster than anything. So it is nice to upgrade some stuff, but at the same time, make sure you pick up some new stuff. You got to keep it fresh and interesting. So, first and foremost, I know everybody and their mothers have already made their videos about this one, but what can I say? I got it too. I got in the box set of A Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K from Warner Brothers. Really nice edition. Well, unfortunately, you see a tiny little there, but otherwise the slipcover is in really good condition. I don't mind the slipcover. I love the design of it with Freddy there and everything. I love the slip, I don't mind the slip cover so much, but I kind of preferred it would have been like the side loader, the slip case instead. I kind of prefer those over the slip cover here, but anyway, still, it's pretty good. Got everything here. In case if anybody was wondering, I know there was a little bit of rumblings I heard earlier that somebody mentioned that there wasn't an uncut version of The Dream Child Part 5. Yeah, there is. Because when I checked the disc and everything, there are the two versions. You got the theatrical and you got the uncut version. So yeah, there are two versions of Nightmare 5. Obviously, you got, the two versions of the original. And that's another thing too. For the digital code, when you redeem it, or at least this happened in my case, when you redeem the digital code, you do get all the movies. I redeem mine on Movies Anywhere. That's where I redeem my code. If you do redeem it, you do get all the movies in 4K, but you also do get the uncut version of Part 5. You don't get, unfortunately, not the uncut version of Part 1, but you do get the uncut version of Part 5. That is included in the bundle. But yeah, all the movies, you can stream in 4K. So, but I am so happy we finally got this. As a movie fan, as a 4K fan, as a Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street fan, I love the Elm Street series, always have, always will. I'm so happy to finally be holding this in my hands. It's, really nice edition. I know there was the limited Steelbook edition, but honestly, I just felt like this would have been easier to get because this is a much wider release. And I think I've heard some people are already having trouble getting in their orders for their Steelbook sets. And unfortunately, my friend Rob from VHS82 Apostrophe, he got screwed, folks. He not the Elm Street set, but he did pre-order the 4K Steelbook for Night of the Living Dead, Tom Savini's Night of the Living Dead, and he got screwed out of it. He didn't get it. And that's ridiculous because he put in his pre-order on time. He put his in right after I did mine. So, I think he only did maybe like a day later and he got the order in and everything else. But yeah, he got screwed out of his, so I just felt like it would just be an easier, less hassle route to just go with the standard edition. And, and I'm not upset that I got this, this to me has way more pros and cons. For one thing, it's like this was a lot cheaper. I think I did pre-order the Steelbook set at first, and that was like $177. But then I got this, and this was just under $100. So yeah, definitely saved quite a bit of money. So there you go. That's one good reason. Another reason too is like, yeah, it is a little bit of a chunky box set, but you know what? It won't take up near as much space. So, it's a space saver. You put it on your shelf. And, another thing too is, you've already seen everybody show this off, I know, but, but two, it's really nice that, of course, everybody said, you get the 3D glasses for the final segment of Freddy's Death, the Final Nightmare. But each movie gets its own 4K disc. Not like the Blu-ray set that we've had for all those years, where like 2 and 3 was on one disc, and 4 and 5, 6 and 7, you know. So, yeah. Each movie has its own disc, and honestly, like looking through these, this is awesome. Normally, I would, if you're happy with the Steelbook set, or the Steelbook set, if you're happy with the Blu-ray set and that's what you want, I'm not here to tell you what to do. But, if you ask me, like, is this worth getting? Definitely. Definitely. The 4K transfers on here look amazing. The movies look great. They sound great. Each movie has, like, Dolby Atmos, I believe. You got HDR, is it Dolby Vision? Or, sorry, I'm not sure right offhand if it's HDR10 or Dolby Vision. I'm not sure. But each movie looks phenomenal. Oh man, earlier I was just getting done watching the uncut version of Dream Child. It looks gorgeous in 4K. They all do. Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Ooh, amazing. All these movies look gorgeous in 4K. And technically, I guess I shouldn't be surprised about something like that, because that was the thing. I think Warner Brothers really put the work and the effort into these, because I think they knew they couldn't screw this up. There was too much writing on this. Everybody wanted this. Everybody was clamoring for this. Ever since 4K was invented, what was it, like 2016, 2017 or whatever, when 4K first hit the market, everybody wanted the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. We wanted all the horror franchises. We want the Friday the 13th, the Halloweens, Texas Chainsaw Massacres, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child Play, all that kind of, they knew we wanted it. And and Warner Brothers was smart. They knew there was a lot riding on this. They knew they couldn't botch it. They knew they couldn't screw it up. I'm sure there are probably going to be some people out there that wish that the Scream Factory had been able to do these on 4K, or at the very least get out that box set that they had proposed years back. But you know what? At least we got them, and the pros definitely outweigh the cons. The movies look great. They sound great. Okay, one of the cons is we didn't get as many new bonus features as we thought we would. You've already heard everybody say there's only just a couple of 8-minute featurettes on Wes Craven's New Nightmare, mostly just interviews with Robert Englund. But, if a boutique company handled this, which you never know, give it time. One of these days, one of these boutique companies might be able to wrangle the rights away from Warner Brothers and do a 4K set and add more bonus features, add more audio commentaries, more, some horrors, holograms, whatever. They might be able to do that someday. But for right now, this is what we got. And honestly, not a bad way to go out, in my opinion. But, like I said, the movies look great. They sound great. This set, I'm very happy with. It's very affordable. I can understand, though. I know some people are probably going to be like, you know what? I'm going to wait on that because I'm willing to bet you probably like around Black Friday or something like that, I'll probably be able to get a really good deal on that, get it a lot cheaper, which, hey, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, just, even still, it's way more affordable than the Steelbook box set. And I'm sure that some people are really, really crushed that they didn't get the Steelbooks. I wouldn't worry too much if I were you, because I got the feeling this is going to be only the beginning. And if this sells as well as everybody believes it's going to, oh hell yeah. Warner Brothers is going to re-release these time and time and time again. I'm pretty sure, give it time, we're going to get for the people that bought the individual standard slipcover edition of Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K, I wouldn't be too surprised if down the road we start seeing the other ones start getting individual slipcover releases as well. So, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. If somebody just bought the Elm Street 4K Steelbook for the first movie that came out last year, I wouldn't be surprised if before too long yeah, individual steelbooks will be coming out, or another box set is going to be, issued down the road. That's the thing. Like Warner Brothers New Line, like they know they're going to make money on these bad boys, and now that they got them in 4K, I think we could definitely see like this is going to go up there with stuff like was it Dark Knight trilogy? They just re-released a new 4K steelbook set of the Dark Knight trilogy and stuff. So yeah, I think this is going to be only the beginning. For right now, as far as I'm concerned, this is probably going to be the last time I buy this series. I don't know. It's going to have to be something really, really amazing to get me to want to rebuy all these again. And but anyway, so yeah, to finally have the Nightmare on Elm Street. I know some people are, well, it's incomplete because, you don't have Freddy versus Jason and you don't have the remake. Freddy versus, I'm kind of willing to bet that the reason they didn't do this, I'm willing to bet you chances are probably pretty good that Arrow probably wrangled the deal away to do Freddy versus Jason and maybe the remake as well. They probably wrangled the rights away to those two movies so they could do the 4Ks of those. Because, you think about it, it's like, Arrow did the 4Ks for, Jason X, Jason Goes to Hell, the remake of Friday the 13th. So I'm willing to bet you, probably before too long, we'll see that Arrow's probably going to do a 4K for Freddy versus Jason. As far as the remake goes, I'm sorry, I couldn't even care less. I'm sorry. I know, if anybody's a fan of the remake, I'm sorry, I'm not insulting you. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of the remake. Sorry, I'm not. But yeah, just to finally, after all these years as a 4K collector, to finally have it, even if it's not the most fanciest, most, beautifully packaged edition or anything like that, it's like, you know what? I got what I want. I got what's most important. I got all the movies, beautiful 4K transfers, beautiful sound, all that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, it would have been nice. We got more bonus features, but at least, they imported all the other bonus features from previous sets. At least we got those. So, it's better than nothing, It's better than all these just being bare bones. So, there is that. So, but yeah, just, oh man, it's a glorious day. It really is, getting there though, as somebody who's a fan of a lot of the horror franchises, we're getting there. It's like, okay, we got the Nightmare on Elm Street. It's okay, Paramount, you guys really get your asses to work on getting the rest of those Friday the 13th movies out on 4K, at least 3 through 8. Get going on those. We want them. We're going to buy them. All that kind of stuff. Get going on those bad boys. Hell, 3 and 4 already have 4K transfers, come on. So it's like only 5 through 8, New Line handled the, Arrow handled the New Line Jason movies. So come on, no reason for the holdup. We got the Chucky movies. We got those in 4K. We got, with the exception of the 2 Rob Zombie Halloween movies, we got all the Halloween movies on 4K. So we're getting all the franchises and stuff. So yeah, if we could just get going and, get a really nice, 4K set of the Friday the 13th movies and stuff. Come on, man, let's make that happen. But yeah, so it really is. I'm so happy to finally be holding this in my hands. And honestly, yeah, in terms of picture and sound quality, this is a major, major upgrade from the Blu-ray set. Like I said, if you're happy with the Blu-ray set, I'm happy for you. But yeah, if you're like, I really want to know, is the picture quality and everything that much better? Yes, it is. It is a very nice step up from the Blu-ray set. I definitely do recommend this. So, yeah, especially if you're a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan, yeah. And, I know it's only just a few more seconds of gore in the first and the fifth movie, but it is still nice to have the unrated cuts of both of those movies, so really, really happy to have this. And if I could just have 1 second to tell a quick story, it's like, my introduction to Nightmare on Elm Street was pretty interesting, to say the least. I remember being a little kid, and, I went to school one day, and my mother, she saw it before anybody else, and the original Nightmare on Elm Street scared the life out of her. And I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think I've ever seen my mother ever so scared by a movie in my entire life. Maybe, when she first saw The Exorcist years before I was born, but I don't know about that. But I remember, I went to school that morning, my mother come to pick me up after school. I got in the car. You should have seen her. You should have seen the way she looked. I mean, she was completely just white as a sheet, and her hands were literally shaking on the steering wheel, you know. And I was scared. I was worried. I was, Mom, what's wrong? And she's like, I think I've just seen probably the scariest movie ever. And this really, yeah, it's called The Nightmare on Elm Street, and so she, started the car. We picked my brothers up from school. When they got in the car and everything, it took her a couple. She was still shaking. Like, the movie scared her so bad. There was something about the original movie. And eventually she got to the point she could watch it and deal with it. But the first couple of times she saw the original Nightmare on Elm Street, it did a number on her. It really did. And we were sitting there, like me and my brothers, we were sitting there in the car. We had to wait for her to calm down before she could actually start the car and drive home again. It's like, that movie did a number on her. And then later on that night, when we watched it, we got home. My father got home from work. We ate dinner and everything. We all got in. Well, my oldest brother, he didn't do it. Eventually, he did watch it. And he does like the movie. But, we all gathered in the living room and we sat down. We watched it. And my mother, again, the scene where Tina's, flying around the room and all that kind of stuff. My mother was crying because she was so damn scared, But like I said, eventually she did get to where she could watch the movie and deal with it. But, wow. So that's my introduction to the original Nightmare on Elm Street. And then, of course, my biggest regret is I didn't get to see all the movies in the theater. I didn't get to see the first one. Didn't get to see the second one. I got to see Dream Warriors, Dream Master, Dream Child. Got to see those three in the theaters. And then I got to see Wes Craven's New Nightmare in the theaters. So 1, 2, and Freddy's Dead, I didn't get to see those in the theater. Didn't get to see the remake, but I'm not crying about that. But anyway, but anyway, as a Freddy fan, a Fred head as they call him, I'm so happy to finally have this in my collection. So, it's definitely worth it. You asked me, is it worth picking up? Absolutely. If you're a fan of these movies, you love the franchise, definitely get it. So I just wanted to real quick show you a couple of other things I picked up. I took some trade-ins to my local record store and got some store credit. So I picked up 3 items, and bear in mind, these have the price tags on them, but bear in mind, thanks to store credit, I paid no money out of pocket for any of these 3 movies. So today, got from Blue Underground. I haven't watched this movie in years. I've been wanting to rewatch it again, and 4K is a good way to do it. I got Bloodline from Blue Underground, Deathline, but Raw Meat. Raw Meat from Blue Underground with Donald Pleasance and Christopher Lee. Donald Pleasance is in this, isn't he? Yeah, Donald Pleasance is in this. Okay. I was telling you, it's been a while since I've seen this, like it says there, it says $39.99. It's like, actually, I paid no money out of pocket for this. Thanks to store credit. Look at that slipcover, though. Look at the eyes on those creatures. How cool is that? So, really, really cool. So, new audio commentary by Nathaniel Thompson and Troy Howarth. So, yeah. From the writer and director of, or co-writer and director, Gary Sherman, co-writer and director of movies like Poltergeist 3 and Dead and Buried, we got Raw Meat. So, look forward to checking this bad boy out. So, if anybody's all like, I hate it when they put comedies on 4K, it's like, well, if it makes you feel any better, I paid no money out of pocket for this. I got the first one on 4K, figure may as well go and get the second one, and for, pretty much for free, why not? From Kino Lorber, we got Airplane 2, the sequel. I really do enjoy this. I know some people can't stand this movie. I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun with it, It's like, you still get a good cast. You got William Shatner, you got Sonny Bono there, Yeah, this one was pretty funny too, I like when they're on the moon base and everything, William Shatner, every time somebody walks through a door, they're doing the shh, shh, to do like door sound effect, the sound effects of the doors opening and closing. Shh, shh. That was really funny. A bobby pin? What the hell is a man doing with a bobby pin? But I do enjoy Airplane 2. It's silly, it's ridiculous, but what can I say? Yeah, you got Lloyd Bridges is back, Raymond Burr, Chuck Connors, Chad Everett, Peter Graves. It's like, yeah. So it's really nice. Now that I got the first movie on 4K, glad to get the second one on 4K. So, and I'm here to let you know, if they ever put Naked Guns 2 and 3 on 4K, I plan to pick those up too. So what can I say? These are movies I love. These are movies I'm going to watch over and over again. Obviously, I haven't seen it yet. I just got it. So I don't know how great it looks. But movies like this I'm going to watch over and over again that I get so much enjoyment out of, definitely going to do it. And this here, I got Volume 1. I needed to pick up Volume 2. I finally got around to doing it. This is the American Horror Project from Arrow Films. As you can see, $29.99, but again, no money out of pocket. This comes with Dark August, Dream No Evil, and The Child. The only movie I'm familiar with in this set is The Child. The other ones I've never seen, so it's going to be nice to look forward to that. That is kind of a waste, though. All that space there, you put nothing on there, but... anywho, so yeah, like I said, it was nice to get the first one. Now I got the second one to go with it. So, and that's pretty much about it. Like I said, I was supposed to get Creepshow 2 in today, but that didn't happen. But anyway, I still, I got some good stuff to watch, a couple of nice upgrades, and some new stuff to watch. So happy about that. So American Horror Project Volume 2 and Airplane 2, the sequel on glorious 4K. Raw Meat. Like I said, haven't seen this in years. Looking forward to revisiting it again. And, of course, the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise on 4K. Man. Life can be really good sometimes. It can be shit, too. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes life can be a sweet piece of fruit. Anyway, so that's it. So if anybody took the time to watch all of this, I thank you for doing it. I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you mind leaving it a like? Maybe share it. If you haven't already, go and subscribe to my channel. And that's it. Take care, boils and ghouls. I'll see you all later.